I've said repeatedly in the media over the last perhaps 2-3 weeks that GECOM is ready. In fact, before I had even seen a timeline, because of my knowledge of the tasks and the burden time to execute those tasks, I was very comfortable and confident that 90 days is sufficient. Several aspects, again, of that very constitution speaks to holding elections in 90 days. It contemplates the processes must be ready within that 90-day period. 90 days after the dissolution of parliament, 90 days after a no confidence motion successfully passed. So the very constitution which governs the holding of elections caters for that. Now, that statement made by the 3 opposition nominated commissioners about the readiness or otherwise of GECOM was made prior to even seeing a work plan. You'd recall the president made the announcement on Sunday evening. On Monday was a holiday. The meeting was set for Tuesday at 1 o'clock, and at 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning, the 3 opposition nominated commissioners held a meeting, a press engagement.
Yeah.
At which point they said that GECOM could not be ready. Right? It was perhaps in my mind preemptively suggesting GECOM's unreadiness. Later at that meeting, the chief elections officer presented a work plan to us, which clearly defined the Secretariat's ability to execute the processes that are necessary for a successful holding of an election within the statutory approved guidelines and timelines, and showed that an election could be held on September 1st, as was announced by the president. And of course, one, let me state clearly, it is the president's prerogative to name an election date and no other person, guaranteed again by that constitution. And two, the president stated the basis of his advice, and then the chairman clarified, I believe in a release to the press, the basis upon that which that advice was given. So, and now that timeline has been approved, that timeline is being executed, and thankfully so far I'm happy to report that without hiccups, it's successfully being implemented.